guys, welcome back from the ad break. So I hope you are now a bit refreshed and you have your pen and paper. If you did not have it, you are now ready to work with me, because I promise you, if you are not following what I'm going to do here, you are really going to be lost, and I would really hate it for you to be lost. So make sure that you have your pen and paper, or your pencil rather, so that you can erase wherever you're not understanding, and some highlighters, by the way, so that you can highlight some important things that I am busy doing here, and other colored pens so you can make a few notes there, because really that's how I do my practicing of maths. I like it when it's colorful, so maybe it can work for you as well. So remember, so far we've looked at what? The exponential equations, right? Mainly the 3 steps that we always need to follow. Make the bases the same, make sure that each side has 1 power, equate the exponents, and then solve, right? Solving is not really a step, it's just algebra. It's you doing what you are supposed to do. Now let's look at a few questions that exactly ask this, right? Now, because we're dealing with equations, the question is not going to be simplified, but it is going to be solve for x, right? So we're going to solve, and then maybe at the end try to show that our answer is actually correct. So let's look at a few questions together. Now, the very first question is 3 to the exponent of 1 minus 2x equal to 27, right? Then the following one will be a fraction, the other one will be a decimal. I've just tried to play around with the example so that you can just see the variety of how to then work this out. So let's look at the first one. This is straightforward, right? What do? You make this to have a base 3, right? Why base 3? Because the left-hand side cannot be changed to any other base. That's why I'm just saying already make it base 3. So this will be 3 to the exponent of 1 minus 2x. I'm just going to rewrite it. Equals to, remember 27 is the same as 3 to the exponent of 3, right? And then because the bases are the same and you have 1 power on each side, your step here will be to equate the exponents, right? Equate the exponents. And then to do that, it will be 1 minus 2x equals to 3. Then your algebra comes into life here, which will be minus 2x equals to 2, and then x will be equals to negative 1, right? Just for people like myself who are still trying to understand maths, where does the 2 come from? It's going to be minus 2x equal to 3 minus 1, right? So that's where the 2 comes from, just so that I don't lose you there. Now, the second example is the one with a fraction. You don't need to be scared of anything here, right? Remember, one of the definitions that we've done when we looked at the introduction of all these exponents was, if I have 2 to the exponent of negative n, this is the same as 1 over 2 to the exponent of positive n, right? So meaning, this is a reversible equation, if we may call it like that. So it means I can then rewrite 1 over 2 to the exponent of n as 2 to the exponent of negative n. Why am I bringing this to your attention? Because we then need to make this part here to have a base of 2, right? We need to make this to have a base of 2. It means it will be 2 to the exponent of minus 1, because my n in this concept will be 1. And then all of this to the exponent of x plus 1 equal to 2 to the exponent of 2x minus 4. Now, before I can allow any other step, I must remove my brackets. So making this 2 to the exponent of negative x minus 1 equal to 2 to the exponent of 2x minus 4, right? I have 1 power, base is the same, Then what do? The step will be to equate the exponents. Equate the exponents. So to do that, it will then be minus x minus 1 equal to 2x minus 4, right? And then from here, you will then simplify this, which will give me negative x minus 2x equal to negative 4 plus 1. And this will be negative 3x equal to negative 3, which is the same as x is equals to positive 1. Now, just before we do the last question, right? I love that when I'm always doing my maths, I like coming out of the exam knowing exactly that I got this amount of marks, or rather I have an idea of how many marks I got. And how do I do that? I do that by checking my answers, right? When you're checking your answers, remember that I said an equation is a relationship of two things, right? Or between two things. So a relationship that has an equal sign means that what you get on the left-hand side must always be equal to what you get on the right-hand side. That's what the checking is. So if I substitute what I claim my value of x is into where x is, it must give me something on the left, and what will be on the right must be the same as that something that's on the left-hand side. So if I get 5 on the left, I must get 5 on the right. I get 0 on the left, I must get 0 on the right. Then I will know that my answer is correct. If I don't get that, then I can always go back and recheck where I made my mistakes. Because remember, we are human beings. Some mistakes that we make will have to do with multiplying a negative with a positive. You forget that it must give you maybe a negative and all of those things. So make sure that you always just try to check your answers. Even if you work it out on the calculator, you don't need to rewrite it. No, just press the calculator and check that it gives you left-hand side equal to right-hand side. If it does not, just go back and recheck your steps. That's how you check your answers. You don't then write the whole exam and then want to recheck and scratch out and write incorrect answers. No, you check by taking the answer you got and substituting it. Let me show you what I mean. So this is, if I check this, it's going to be 3 to the exponent of 1 minus 2 into negative 1, and this will be equals to 3 to the exponent of 1 plus 2, right? It will be 1 plus 2, which is equals to 3 to the exponent of 3, right? And that's 27. What is on the right-hand side? On the right-hand side, this is 27. Therefore, you can see that my left-hand side is equals to my right-hand side, right? Therefore, my answer is correct. I can move on to the next one. Let's look at this one. We got the answer as 1. And by the way, the other thing I need to mention when you are checking is you don't check on the one that you've simplified already, because at times after simplifying, it kind of changes the question. You substitute on the original one that I gave you. So I'm substituting on the original that I gave you. Now let's look at the left-hand side. I'm just going to do it up here because that's where I have my space. This will be 1 over 2 to the exponent of, my x is 1, right? So it's 1 plus 1, which is equals to, the exponent will be 2 there. Therefore, this will make this to be equal to 1 over 2 all squared, which I know you know it will be 1 over 4, right? That's the left-hand side. Let's look at the right-hand side. It must give us 1 over 4. If it does not, there's something wrong. So this is 2 to the exponent of 2 into 1 minus 4, which is equals to 2 to the exponent of negative 2, because 2 times 1 is 2, minus the 4, it will be minus 2. And this will be equals to 1 over 4. Look at that. Therefore, you can see left-hand side is equals to right-hand side. Now, guys, I know that I said this is me checking my answers, right? I'm not saying you need to do this in the exam, right? For the person who's going to mark your exam. No. You are doing this for yourself so that you know that your teacher, when they mark, you're going to get these marks, right? You know these people that come out of the exam room and they say, hey, I got 50 out of 75. and they are speculating, is because most of them do something like this at the end of the exam, so that they are sure that these ones I'm very sure, but the other 25, hey, I tried my best, but we'll see what the teacher says when they mark. So that's how you then come out of the exam happy and say, I got this amount of marks. So please do make sure you do this. But you don't need to write it in the answer script. If you do, then indicate with your pen, check, and then work it out. You don't just work out one long thing and then you also check under there, because what that tells the person who's marking your paper is your final answer is the one of you checking, not the one where you say X is equals to. You see, then you are going to lose some marks for the final answer there. But if you are checking, indicate, check, and then check your answer. You can write it in your script, it's not a problem, but you must be specific that you are checking. If you don't write it, then just do it on the side as I initially said. Now let's look at one more example. Now with this one, it's a decimal, right? Remember when we taught you in your early stages of learning mathematics how to convert decimal fractions to common fractions? That's what we're going to do here, right? So I need to convert 0.25 into a common fraction, right? What does that mean? I have two decimals there, meaning it is 100, right? So this will be the same as 25 over 100. If you simplify this, it will be 1 over 4, right? So I'm just showing you this because at times you're not going to get a straightforward decimal like this one, where you know 0.25 is just a quarter, right? At times you'll get a decimal that cannot just be converted from the get-go, and you will need to employ this method that I just showed you. So this will be the same as 1 over 4 to the exponent of 2 minus x equal to, this is 2 to the exponent of 5 divided by 2 to the exponent of x plus 3. And then I play around with my maths here. This will be the same as 1 over 2 squared to the exponent of 2 minus x. I'm not changing anything as yet, and then here I'm just going to apply the laws of exponents, right? I'm dividing and my bases are the same, so it will be 2, 5 minus x plus 3. And then on the left-hand side, you know that this is going to be the same as negative 2 there as the exponent, and then 2 minus x is equals to 2 to the exponent of 5 minus 3 will be 2 minus x, and then you can then simplify this from there, right? So this will be 2 to the exponent of minus 4 plus 2x equal to 2 to the exponent of 2 minus x. Now what do I do? Bases are the same. I have one power, equate the exponents. So that will be minus 4 plus 2x equal to 2 minus x. You play around with your maths. This becomes 3x equal to 2 plus the 4, which will give me 3x equal to 6. Therefore, my x will be equals to 2, right? You divide both sides by 3. And then you can quickly also check your answer here. If I substitute my 2 there, it's going to be 2 minus 2 here. And 2 minus 2 is 0, so 0.25 to the exponent of 0 will be 1. And then on the right-hand side, if you substitute 2 here, it's going to be 2 to the exponent of 2 plus 3, which is 2 to the exponent of 5. So also it will give you 1. And then you know that your answer is then correct. So remember to always just check your answer if you have some time. But if you do not, then just make sure that you follow the correct statements there and the correct steps. So mainly, bases must be the same, one power, equate the exponents, and then find your answer from there.